think will be at a similar price point. So MRC has been open for new members to join us for as long as we've been operating. And we might pick up, I think we've picked up one in the 10 years I've been on the board. So it's not, I don't see that there would be a big rush to come.
New members are slow to a trickle. Our last joined in 2007.
Okay, sorry, I came in a little late, but I understand that there's two major waste streams, recyclables and real trash waste. Is it my understanding that the real trash waste is a full tipping fee, and then recyclables from Hampden, we get a credit for certain recyclables, is that true? Or a
Yeah, well,
reduction?
what we would do, right, again, one purpose of this project is to take a second pass at the recyclables that got missed through local programs, because no matter how well local programs do, there's large quantity of recyclables that we get. So, right, the idea would be the facility, would capture those and market them. And I expect, not that we finalize this, but we will have some sort of pro rata credit recognition, for all the municipal members that use the facility. Now, we're not going to be able to tell, a town of Hampden load of trash comes in and we ended up with 10% recycling. We're not going to be able to do it on a load for load basis, but through the course of an operating year, we'll be able to say, okay, at the end of the year, we recycled 20,000 tons of product. And then we would just pro rata allocate a share of that 20,000 among all member communities. Does that help?
Okay, no, okay, like in Hampden, we have what we call zero sort. It's a special dumpster that is clean recyclables. Plastics, cardboard, newspaper, glass, and if we show up with that, does it or shouldn't it go into a different slot than through the trashing?
Yeah, we've designed the recycling side of this project to accommodate that very thing. If a municipality is source separated locally, zero sort or single sort recyclables, there will be, an entry point in the processing system, where that material will be entered in. And in that case, those quantities, would be measured and attributed to the municipality that delivered them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So it would still behoove Hampden, again, to continue to separate and pull out, to convince our citizens to separate their trash from the real garbage from higher value recyclables.
Sure.
And continue on with that.
And what this project would represent, because again, like I mentioned earlier on in the case of landfill, in the recycling, processing, solid waste business, you'll often hear folks talk about options being very limited. And same's the case for zero sort processing facilities. There's only a couple in Maine. The closest being 100 miles or so away, which is transportation comes from local recycling programs. So what this would provide is a new local opportunity that would lead to more affordable zero sort, single stream recycling in the region. That's our hope.
Thank you.
Could you go over the comparable facilities?
Yeah. There were some questions last time about proximity to residential areas, so
This is
So this quarter is our project, and these are all blown up to similar scales. You can see that proportionally, compared to other projects, we are far away from a lot of other activities. When you look at Lawrenceville, Virginia, this is the other fiberite facility that's on a smaller scale right now. That'll be up to a larger scale later this year. But here's the facility, and you can see how close proximity of all the other industries and commercial entities and residential areas are. And then two other facilities, and Greg, did you go to both of these other two, the Toronto and
Yeah, I
and Ohio?
personally visited all of these facilities.
Okay. And you can see, again, very close proximity to all these other operations. So really, this one is actually quite unique there. And I mentioned earlier that we're 3,500 feet away from the closest residential area, which is quite a distance away.
Well, the one that struck me, this is the Ohio facility, because within several hundred feet across the highway is an 18-hole championship golf course.
Question? Is that Medina, Iowa facility operating at 350 tons a day?
That facility was actually operated since the mid-90s. And they take in, I think, about 160,000 tons annually, both in the same neighborhood scale-wise that we're talking about. Yeah, for this
They
project.
process waste in this fiberite model, which would lack in quite a lot of technical detail.
Yeah, the front end processing systems, the income, waste handling, front end processing systems, have a,
More or less MERV.
that's a MRF, yeah,
Are they making biofuel
no.
and that? So the question is, how is that a comparable facility to this one?
Because the front end processing systems are very similar. So from a standpoint, let me,
Agreed, what you're selling here is something different.
the process, yeah, is different.
Yep.
So you mentioned a detailed engineering review session, but you have yet to set a date for that. And I was given some questions to answer, and there are many people interested in that. So if that could be published,
Yep.
and,
The date itself is May 19th at 7 o'clock.
okay, I heard that, but correct me if I'm wrong, I thought you said that you were interested if there were people that wanted even more detail,
Yep.
that you would set up a separate session, and that's what my question is.
Okay, that is the separate session that I'm talking about.
Okay,
And I'm interested in knowing how many people would like to come and if they'd like to get an invitation, more information about that. Yep.
and also, those same people are interested in a chemical usage list. So what are we talking about in terms of chemicals,
Yep.
and if we can have a list?
You said chemical inventory list? Yeah.
Chemical usage list.
Chemical usage list, okay. Yep. Yep, we got that request last time as well. Yep. So the last meeting, we took detailed notes on all the questions. We're gonna have answers to all those. This is being recorded, so that we're gonna have detailed notes on this meeting, so that we'll answer all these questions. Any other questions?
Is there any other development in the works for the road that's going to be coming in?
I don't know of any. Dean Bennett?
No, just.
Not to my knowledge.
What is the lifespan of the building?
I think it's an economic model of 15 years. Is that what? I think what I recall, 15 years is the economic model to get, but I think probably the lifespan
Well,
is 50.
economic and contract model, I mean, I'm comfortable speaking, as far as the design life of the building, I don't have to have these.
Yeah, the building itself is gonna be 30-plus years. The parts within them is, you know, he talks about some parts being, need to replace pretty frequently, so. Any other questions?
If a community had a very aggressive recycling program, would that make a dramatic difference in terms of moving that out of the waste stream in terms of what they'd be paying into?
We're not concerned about that.
But would it make a big difference?
From an economic standpoint,
From the point of view of the town had a very strong recycling program. Would that make a big difference in terms of your MSW cost?
Well,
No?
well, yeah, 'cause you pay per ton, so the more you take out of the waste stream, the less you'll pay overall.
no, we're trying to design an arrangement here for communities that provides every opportunity to recycle as much locally as you can. And we've struggled through the years with the minimum delivery guarantees, you know, that we've had to work with for many years. We're trying to move further away from that sort of arrangement and into the new era with more flexibility that truly provides communities in this region an opportunity to recycle as much as they can, you know, without fear of cratering the economics of the project or coming in below, you know, minimum delivery guarantee, that sort of thing.
Let me summarize with the two answers I think are both important. From Gray's perspective, the MRC facility is going to be designed to a capacity that a lot of recycling can happen and it won't impact the economic viability of this project. But as Sophie said, communities that do more recycling will pay less because they'll have less tonnage per ton they're going to have to pay for. So if your question was, is there an economic benefit to the community to recycle? There is, because they won't have to pay the tipping fee for the recycling.
Will that be dramatic difference, you know?
Well, I would say statewide recycling rates are probably, maybe Karen and Sophie have their own numbers, but I think 20 to 40% recycling can be achieved locally. Karen is, I know Brewer's got a pretty robust program. 30%. So a 30% reduction if you get local recycling, you get that out of the ways that you have to pay tip fees.
But what you're also asking for is the tip fee for the recyclables, the clean recyclables, and that's what that you're getting at, you don't have that fee yet for what that credit might be for delivering clean recyclables versus MSW.
Yeah, and I don't think we'd end up with a credit off the tip fee. I think it would just be, you would have a processing fee that was arranged with any municipality interested in the service. That would be the best way to handle that. But are you trying to get a sense for how much additional recycling you might expect?
I'm just concerned that there might be a disincentive for communities to recycle. If this is we take everything, why not just send it all fiber right versus aggressive pulling out quality material, which I understand you can get more value if it's not mixed in.
Well, I would expect the majority of local programs will probably remain in place and grow. There may be some of them, but I think the end result, again, I mean, we certainly, the way the municipalities have thought about all this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to take a whole, total fresh look at having an integrated approach to solving this problem. This is what the policy folks in the state of Maine have been talking about this for years. And we've been mindful the whole way through of trying to put a framework together that actually accomplishes that. The last thing we want to do here is to mistakenly create a disincentive for more recycling. We're trying to create incentives and opportunities for more recycling.
With the elimination of the GAT provision, the guarantee that all the municipalities have to give to FERC, it takes away the economic disincentive at times to not recycle.
It's something, I mean, we've lived with it, struggled, and, you know, we plan, you know, this work, you know, quite gracefully with us through the years to try to avoid serious problems there, but, you know, the fact remains is it's been a constant worry on the minds of many municipal officials. Oh my gosh, if I increase recycling, I'm gonna fall below, you know, the minimum delivery guarantee. It's very much been on the minds of local officials. That's why we're trying to move away from it and into a better system.
Well, you don't know at this point if there would be still a minimum delivery contract for each county.
We're working on, and it's a balance. The finance community is gonna have a certain view. You know, we have our views. But we are looking to structure this waste disposal agreement in a manner that avoids the minimum delivery guarantee for any individual municipality.
But I think part of that is that the towns enter a contract to supply their waste streams to you, which I don't have a problem.
But we just want the flexibility to, again, allow more recycling down the road.
So an alternative might be that the town just agrees to contract with all their MSW, but there wouldn't be a minimum.
Right.
Any other questions?
It's going to be outside the plan.
What's going to be outside the plan? You want to get the site plan back up? You see that all right from where you are? So this is the walls of the facility. Now, it's primarily a waste processing facility. All the waste goes in the building. But from the road, here's a driveway that has a scale house. So the trucks will stop temporarily to get weighed, proceed to unload, and then exit the facility. There's also a loading area where they're taking the residuals and other materials away from the facility. There's these above-ground storage tanks that are totally enclosed. So that is pretty much it outside the facility. It's a facility that, under stormwater regulations, we call it a no exposure certification. So our plan for the facility is not to need another permit. That would be called a industrial activity stormwater permit. We're going to be able to qualify, and we've met with the DEP, and they've agreed so far that this will be a no exposure. So it's just an example of everything that happens. It's a big building. Everything happens inside.
And it's in the storage tank. Will there be any odor associated with anything?
No, the tanks are totally enclosed. Anaerobic digestion liquid will be primarily what's stored over there. But they're totally enclosed. Piping from the building to the tanks is all enclosed. There's going to be some local odor around every truck that drives in. If any of you have driven behind the trash truck, there is some odor with that truck. So there'll be some odor that follows that truck in and out. But as we talked about earlier, we've got to demonstrate, and the facility's got to be operated, so it's not creating a nuisance odor for those residents, businesses around the facility.
Will it be gated, fenced, security?
We-
Keep mischief out?
There'll be, doors will be the main security. We're not talking about a gate at the beginning of the road that I've heard.
Right, we're gonna have personnel on site 24 hours a day.
So everything that needs to be secured in the building will be secured.
So you have containment bags around the outside tanks in that area?
Yes, we are proposing secondary containment around it. Any other questions?
What's the siding and what color is it?
I haven't heard this color yet.
Green.
You know, you are Hampden, you know.
We'll,
Purple, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna look like a commercial building from this side, because it's gonna have the smaller administrative area. So, from this perspective, it's gonna look like a commercial facility. There'll be landscaping out front. A lot of the open door activities out back where no one's gonna see it. So, visually, I think it'll look good. I don't know what color.
I'm curious about whether there's any public role in the financing of credits for this. 'Cause I noticed in the documentation that in the Iowa plan, there's a proposed USDA loan guarantee. There's also been raised that there's some energy credits that go along with this, and also wondering whether there's any like Fane loan or any other kind of public financing that's going to go into this project, or local tax breaks.
You know, there's no, you mentioned USDA financial security in Iowa. There's no, federal, state, or public loan guarantees anticipated in this. All the financing's being raised privately. That said, we want to focus on I guess you describe it as an equity contribution from the municipality, from us. Because, again, we're going to be the owner of the property. We're going to enter into a site lease agreement with the fiber right to give us our fair share of project participation rights and control. But with participation and control usually comes a transfer of funds. So, in our case, again, we're municipalities, but we're pretty well focused on projects like water, sewer line extensions, public roads, and other infrastructure. So, our contribution to the project is going to be in the extension of the road and the utilities, and, being the owner of the property out there. And it, the final price tag on that is not final, but it's going to be a sizable contribution, maybe somewhere in the $4 million neighborhood by the time we're done. So what we'll do is when the municipalities, we're going to have to go to town, city council meetings, town meetings next year in 2016 to see if there are enough communities interested in committing to the project. And it will be all those municipal approvals that will trigger the full purchase of the property and the expenditure of the funds to extend the infrastructure. So that's the extent of the financing involved with that.
Asked a question last time about the RIN energy credits. What is the RIN? I don't feel that the question was, let's say, responded to last time. So could you explain a little bit more carefully what this RIN energy credit is?
I think that's.
I thought it was fairly completely responded to.
Oh, okay, well, go ahead and do it.
Well, Craig was the one that answered it last time. He's not here this time. That was one I think we should propose, providing you an answer on frequently asked questions.
Oh, did he offer that he was going to come back with additional?
Well, I think he felt like he answered the question last time. But I think we can add that to the
Oh,
frequently
we'll
asked
go ahead and
questions.
add it.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah. I think he acknowledged that there is the potential.
Natural gas, that would be development also. Where gets the advantage of the natural gas? Is that coming back to Hampden or is?
I think there's potential for
I
that.
have a feeling a lot of profit in the natural gas.
I know, well, we and Fiber Right as well are well aware of the work that the town is involved with in regard to potential to bring, more natural gas to Hampden. And if there were any way, then this project would be leveraged to support, the efforts of the town. We certainly would be interested in participating any way we can.
Related to natural gas, PUC has some role in transport of natural gas production and transport. Is there any PUC role in the approvals for this project now that natural gas is going to be provided to the gas network?
Not that I'm aware of.
So that process is underway. We'll get to the bottom of it if there's something required.
I know the discussions between Fiberite and the gas company are pretty well advanced at this point. To the point where I feel fairly comfortable saying if there were a PUC approval, in the near future, I expect I'd have heard about it by now.
Any questions?
Is that, looks like a boundary or right of way to the cul-de-sac? Is that the proposed, public right of way eventually? Is that?
Exactly, yeah. For this to become a public way, the property will be transferred to the town of Hampden. And this would be the future, I mean, it's a right of way now, but it would be a future property boundary.
And then that continues on to the MO?
Yeah, yes, we'll work out the details as far as the utility extension, where that's underway right now. So there's a-
Hampden be responsible for the upkeep of the road if it's transferred?
Yep, the approval process includes this becoming a public way, and then it would be the town's property. It'd be the town's road, it'd be the town utilities, sewer and water. That's part of this, how this is proposed. The facility itself would be all, the property's owned by the MRC, and there'll be a lease agreement with Fiberite. But the road road utilities become the property of the town.
And electrical, is that going on the same road?
Yeah, we haven't talked much about electrical, but yes, there would be electrical
You're gonna
service
need
out
it.
there. What's that?
You're gonna need it.
Any other questions?
About financing, I know there were some delays in the Iowa plant coming. Do you know if, has Fiberite secured total financing for that plant at this point?
My understanding on Iowa, I correct, addressed this last time, maybe not, maybe we didn't talk about it, but what Fiberite, they're grouped, there's Virginia expansion, Iowa scale up, this project, and there may be a fourth in the works in the Northeast, but they're grouped together, all of those projects. And interface with the finance community in that manner. So, I mean, it's hard to imagine in our relatively small world here that a $60 million facility wouldn't be large enough to attract significant investors, but I guess in places higher than our level, if you group 3 or 4 facilities up the threshold, it attracts a higher quality financing package to the project. So that's the approach taken. And my understanding is that we, Fiberite rather, should be in a position to make public announcements related to financing in the relatively near future.
So that plant and this one are tied together.
Yeah, I expect the financing would end up being particular to each individual facility. Like you wouldn't want to share risk among facilities. I think it's more a mechanism.
Like when a municipality floats bonds, you oftentimes you float multiple bonds, but you package them up together so that you get different people to
So it's still in process right now.
Yeah, there's a recommendation here right at the end of the research report that a owner's or lender's representative should be hired by the MRC to perform an independent engineering review of risk management. Is there a person or a company that's doing that? Have they been hired, and does that exist?
Yeah, well, I think we've got a fair amount of capacity already in-house. That would be a role that George Aronson would play for us. And if we need to add additional expertise and capacity in that regard, I have full confidence that the board, through the years, has always been willing to acquire the technical expertise we need to ensure that the interests of the municipalities are protected.
So the last sentence here says, the timing of this is critical because it is an incremental cumulative process to build upon, et cetera. They're recommending that you actually undertake a step, but you're saying you haven't undertaken that step.
I didn't say we haven't done that, so we haven't hired any additional expertise. We've got a full complement of expertise on board now.
Well, it
And
says
if we need
independent and
supplemental-
owner's representative. So anyway, I'm just reading what they said here. I guess you're saying you'll do it in-house.
Well, when he says in-house, it's a consultant.
Well, yes, with our current.
Oh, George Aronson is going to take on this part of it. That was
Sure,
recommended.
yeah, large amount of it, yeah. And then if we get a particular issue that feels a bit unfamiliar to us, we'll add any additional expertise we need to add in order to get the job completely done.
As far as operational personnel and management, on-site management, who is that going to be? In the sense of, is it MRC, Faberite?
Fiber, they'll form an operating company. Got to operate the project.
They plan to hire local staff at local. There'll be some that they have staff for right now, but staff locally.
I've
All right.
got one more question. That plant in Iowa has some violations. Have they been cleared up?
The Iowa facility has not been constructed yet, so no violations that I know is permitted, but hasn't.
I mean, there's stuff in Iowa.
That was the other.
Oh, that's another facility, that's an ethanol facility.
That's different.
That's a different facility, right? Yeah. Yeah, the Iowa facility is not under construction yet.
Fiber owns that facility in Gladstone, correct?
I think they acquired it, yes. But it's not the waste processing facility. And I don't know when this violation potentially occurred, if that was before they acquired it.
So on the 19th, we're going to have some technical details to discuss and fill in that box on the board up there.
We will have fiber rights person here that knows the system inside and out, and we'll have him available to answer any questions that people have.
Will any of the people who contributed to the, what you call the peer review study be here also?
We haven't talked about that yet, but we can talk about it.
Actually,
Maybe.
Sophie and I had talked about that, and Sophie thought that would be a pretty good idea. So I will reach out to them and see if we can have that expertise available.
Any other questions? Wrap it up for now. For those that are interested in the 19th, please let us know. We can identify you on the sign-in sheet as being interested. We will be advertising the date and time. But if you'd like direct emails, please let us know.
And I would just echo that if people have specific questions, it would be great to get them so we are sure that Craig and anybody else we bring in will have the answer, so you don't come to a meeting expecting details if
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, we'd like to have those by the 13th to give us time to prepare the responses for you for the meeting. So 13th, by the end of the day, 13th. Okay, thank you all for coming.